Hi, welcome to the tutorial about how to use the communication systems in the game. When you first launch the game, you will see an agreement here. This is the agreement for to be able to use the chat systems in the game. So in order to use them, you need to agree to it. We're not going to read through all the agreement now, but it basically says that you use it at your own risk. Other users might say things that offend you, and that it's also a self-moderated chat system, so the users will moderate the chat themselves by reporting users who are saying things that are inappropriate, that offend them, or that they just annoying them. So you need to be careful of what you say, and you need to make sure that you don't spam or say things in the wrong channels and things like that, because that can annoy users as well. If you get enough people report you, you will get a temporary ban from using the chat. Initially they're normally just 15 minutes or something like that, so not that big a deal, but if you continue to have people report you over longer periods of time, then the temporary punishments or temporary penalties from being able to use a chat can end up being longer. And then also separate to this, there is a code of conduct which you'll need to read. It can be found in the game guide. That can carry much harsher penalties if you breach things in that. So you definitely want to read that. So after you've read the agreement, if you're happy with it and you want to use the chat systems in the game, then you click yes, you've read it, and then you accept it. And then you will be able to use the chat systems. So this is the public chat system. It's a channel system, so each channel is on its own tab. You can reorder the tabs by dragging them if you want. The world chat tab here is just for everybody to talk about anything, but you can't advertise players on there. The help tab is just to ask questions, help about how to play the game, for information and some advice. The marketplace tab is to advertise players. This is the only place that you can advertise your players. If you advertise them anywhere else, people will probably report you, and you will end up finding yourself getting banned from using the chat systems in the game. Now the quiz tab, we've added this one. We can close it for now, and we can just show you how to add it. So if you click plus on the channels, you can scroll down and you can find any channels that you want, and you can just click and then click join. And you also can create your own channels, so my channel or something, and then create it. But you'll be the only one in there, so it's just if other people join the channel in there. You'll see if you look on there, typically people will, you'll find that there are channels for the different FAs, PTFA, EFA, LEFA, where people within those FAs will just chat with each other. So you can join whatever channels you want. Whenever there's unread messages, there'll be a little circle with a number of unread messages in that channel as well. You can rearrange them by just left clicking and dragging. If you've got notifications set in your settings, you can receive audio notifications whenever a new message appears in chat. And if you only want to have those notifications happening for certain channels and not for others, the ones that you don't want the notifications for, you can just click mute or unmute. So the quiz here is at the moment those notifications will come through, and if we click mute, then they wouldn't make any audio notifications for that channel anymore. Or if we want to hear them again, we can unmute it and we'll hear them. Now obviously, in order to hear those, you also need to have public chat notifications enabled in your settings. In order to type a message, you just write it in the message box down here. So we're just going to advertise one of our players just to show you how to do that, because that's going to be able to show another piece of functionality where if we find the player that we want to sell, we can right click on him and then we can click copy. And then if we go to the marketplace, we can paste him in, and this is going to be a hyperlink to his profile in the game for people to click on. So we can just put 100k auto accept 18 finishing, something like that. So that's how you advertise a player. Now you should only do that in the marketplace channel. If you do it anywhere else, you're really going to annoy people. So that's hopefully enough to get you started to be able to use the public chat here. So we can move on to the other systems. So if you want to have private, send a private mail message to somebody, let's say that we've got a cup match tomorrow against Tino, but I'm not going to be available tomorrow. So, and I want to see if Tino's going to be about this evening. So I can either right click and then send like I did just now, or alternatively, I can go to my mail messages and then click compose, and then I can click plus, and then I can type in Tino and find him that way as well. So you'll be able to find him that way even if he's not online. It doesn't appear on the online user list. So I can go our cup match, hi Tino, would you like to play our cup match this evening? As I'm not about tomorrow, I'll be online all evening from 1800 UTC. Cheers. Something like that. Now, just as a side note, when it comes to fixtures, a lot of users will sort of try their best to play you online and be flexible if you do message them like this, but they're under no obligation to do so, and not everybody does. But quite a few users will be amenable if you send messages like this to them to try and accommodate you as best as they can. So you just click send and that's sent. Now if I want to check my sent messages, I can click sent, and then it'll be in my outbox here to check it. So you can move on to the next thing, which is how to have private chat with somebody. So you find somebody who's online. So let's say we want to private chat to Tino because he's online, so we can say, hi Tino, and then we can see if he's online or engages with us, and then we can ask if he wants to play the cup match. So the other things that we can do is we can change our online status to be busy, away, online. Now if we click busy, it'll be red and we'll be red here, or we can mark ourselves as away or online. And you'll see here that this is flashing now. That's because we've got unread private chat messages. Now again, if we had our audio notification set, we would get a sound notification that when that message comes as well, but we've got them turned off. So Tino's just engaged, and then I can say, would you like to play our cup match now? I mean, I won't send it because I don't want to confuse him too much, because we don't actually have a cup match. I'm just using this as an example. So I'm not going to send this, but I'll just click enter and then we'll send, and then you can engage in conversation. And also we could send a private message to somebody else, and then you create separate tabs. You can have many different private chats going separately at the same time. Other thing that I can do is I can blacklist the user. So say Tino is annoying me or harassing me or something, or I don't want him to chat to me anymore. I can click add to blacklist, and then I say I don't want him to be able to private chat to me, and then that's done. Now Tino won't be able to chat to me anymore, do private chat with me anymore. Now if I go to my settings, I can click on the blacklist tab, and then it's going to list everyone who are blacklisted, and it's going to show me what I've blacklisted them from being able to do, or what I won't see with them. So you can do it, blacklist them from everything or just single things. It's up to you. But this is where you'll see all the people that you've blacklisted. So hopefully that's enough of a basic overview of how to use the communication systems in the game, and this is enough to get you started, and you can work out the rest from here. So cheers, thanks for watching this tutorial, and hope you watch more of them.